So, serious question. How am I supposed to explain to my children one day that they probably, by the time they reach my age that I am now, they probably won't be able to afford themselves or their life?
Millions of Americans are literally giving up. Like day by day, they're saying, I'm done, I'm quitting, I'm not doing this anymore, because we're all tired of it. On the realest note ever, the fact that everything in the freaking store is $5, good luck trying to get, like, I'm a single man and it still is about $100. If you're trying to eat some healthy quality foods, like, just to get out the store, then you go and get your gas. It's $5 at a minimum, like everywhere you go. So here's the thing. I'm making more money than I have ever made in my life, y'all. Like for real, for real. I thought that if you made this kind of money back when I was younger, like 10, 15 years ago, I thought that, dang, you really might have made it if you made this kind of money. So it's the fact that I don't even know how anybody making less than, say, 25 an hour can afford to live in America right now. Like, you go getting a car payment, dude, that's $600. That's not even with the insurance, okay? You go trying to get a house, they are 7, 8 times the average income. So, like, the bare minimum house is $400,000. I'm just trying to say, dude, something's got to make sense because it's Memorial Day. All right. And I'm going to work, because if you don't go to work today, you're going to end up spending money that you didn't have to spend. Like it's just, you got to stay ahead. And if you slip up, if you take a single break, gosh, dude, you're eating with the wolves. Like, that's how America has become.
Anyone else feeling more depressed than normal lately? I'm just curious. Like, just this, like, looming depression. And it's not like boohoo, lock yourself in a dark room depression, but you can feel something's off. My take is this. I just filled up my gas tank, and for $30, I got a day's worth of gas in my truck, essentially. And I'm realizing more and more of how fucked our economy is. I went through this last recession deal that we did in the early 2000s, and it fucking sucks. And this is all the signs of what it was. I mean, how many people out there right now have no credit card debt because you don't need to live on your credit cards? I make more money today than I did 5 years ago, by far. Yet I am broker like tremendously broker than I was 5 years ago. If I would have made this money 5 years ago, holy shit, like life would be amazing. But it's like, it's not enough. And now all of a sudden you kind of like feel like a failure, and you start to get in your head of like, why am I constantly stressed? I mean, are you driving around with your check, your fuel light on, or are you giving up your health insurance because you're trying to cut corners somewhere just to get some more money and cash flow somewhere? I don't know, man. I will say this. I think it's going to get a lot worse, way worse than this before it ever gets better. I think you're going to see a lot of people struggle with addiction. I think you're going to see a lot of people struggle with mental health. Like, it's going to get fucking crazy. Kind of like it did back then. And I don't mean to be like some, like sound the alarms or whatever bullshit. But I'm just like, I'm watching more and more people just using credit cards on shit and just not having money all of a sudden. And never slowed down the spending. And now all of a sudden it's like we didn't even slow down the spending and you're just broke. I don't know. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that this is just a little phase. I guess we'll find out. I just want to let you know, if you're struggling right now, you ain't alone.
When do you think they'll get it? When do you think they're going to understand that people cannot afford the lives that they want? They can't afford the children. The generations will continue to get smaller. People will continue having fewer children. When do you think that's going to happen? Like, it's not a matter of, oh, well, it's just like a minor dip. It's a matter of the fact that people can barely make it work on their own. Or if you're in a situation like myself, I'm finally making really good money. I'm not going to immediately funnel that to a freaking kid. No, absolutely not. And yet the cost of living is still insane. Inflation's still insane. Housing, still insane. And it's like they just think that they can continue to escalate on every front and everyone's still going to comply. Like, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to collapse. Like, I just don't understand why this is all coming as a surprise for them. They just think they can squeeze more and more and more. Everyone's increasing their prices on every front and saying, why isn't anyone having children? Gee, I wonder.
I need to rant about the cost of rent in Michigan. So I'm getting ready to sell my 4-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom home in Michigan. and currently my mortgage payment is around $2,300. I thought about buying. The market to buy is absolutely psychotic, and so I thought, well, maybe I'll just rent for a year or so and save some money, and that will be great, right? No. Absolutely.
Hello brothers and sisters, how are you doing? I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Agent Stories. The reality that people never thought that one day will hit is coming. And people are left questioning about their future. People are left questioning about everything. But one thing that stands out is that as time goes by, people are opening up. And what people are saying is that they are giving up. They are giving up on everything. They're giving up on a dream that they used to believe. The greatness. Our America promised everyone that everything's going to be fine. Our America promised everyone a future. People are waking up to a reality that that's never going to be the truth, because the middle-class Americans are left to fend for themselves. The reality is when you realize that the person who has always been against you is not a black person. The person who has been against you is the corporate America. Well, when you get to check history, or when you get to look at history, you get to realize the foundations of everything. Understand, the corporate America fears when black people and white people come together, because they know that that can spark a revolution. So what do? They make black people become like they're the problem in the United States. So the reality is when you've been fighting against each other, but the reality remains that the oligarchs, the top 1%, have been owning the resources. They're controlling the future. And now what was promised to you is nothing but a fallacy. What was promised to you is nothing but something that can never happen. How will I call it? A fantasy. Americans are sold a lie of the American dream, that if you work hard, everything's gonna happen the way you want. But this is American nightmare. People are waking up from the nightmare and they're telling themselves that, you know, enough is enough. I'm opting out. This is the time that I'm doing anything and everything that I can, but still they cannot match up the life that they want to do. So one thing that stands out is that when reality comes out, or when the reality hits, you get to understand everything moves fast. And something that was convenient in your life now becomes so much inconvenient. People don't see the relevance of family. People don't see the relevance of going out, bonding together. People are becoming isolated. We having the rise of social media, and everything that's happening plays a part in making people to get disillusioned. So if you get to understand how all these things unravel, or how all these things happen, you get to see the truth of the matter, or you get to see how things happen. But what you need to understand is the middle-class Americans are giving up on America and everything that is happening. My brothers and sisters, I want to switch this video, and then I'll be back. I'll be sharing my thoughts in regards to this. And if you're watching me for the first time, you know, I'm your host and presenter Agent Stories, and thank you for taking the time for tuning in and watching my videos. Until then, let's watch the video. I'll be back with my thoughts and commentaries in regards to this.
Not, because what I've found as I'm looking at the cost of rentals is that for a 2-bedroom apartment, they want often between $2,300 and $2,800. And no, I'm not fucking with you. Who is paying these costs? Well, in one city in particular, which is Ann Arbor, I'm sure it's out-of-state parents that have quite a bit of money that are sending their teenagers to University of Michigan. And that has something to do with driving up the cost of rent there. But even in the cities that are surrounding there, the rents are psychotic. And I can also tell you that even an hour away, prior to buying this house, I rented for a year, and the cost for a 2-bedroom apartment was fucking $2,000. I can pay this if I have to, but what the fuck do they expect people to do who can't? All of the people that help our society operate, who make $50,000, $60,000 a year or less in many cases, they need a place to live. And I am honestly just on a daily basis, increasingly more and more disgusted with what this country has become. Because I can tell you, in that same city, in Ann Arbor, Michigan, in 2011, I paid less than $700 for a 1-bedroom apartment, pretty close to downtown. And literally 15 years later, it's quadrupled. I mean, I don't know. I can tell you right now that the wages sure haven't quadrupled. So good luck. Like, I don't know what we're going to do.
Grocery update, the West Virginia version. So I'm from outside of Philly and groceries are high. They're high everywhere. I needed to drive down to my in-laws today to drop off some supplies for them. They're elderly. And I decided to stop at Aldi and then Walmart and make sure that they had enough groceries. And they're homebound and they have caretakers that come in and take care of them. So I spent $175-ish at Aldi, and I literally got like the cheapest stuff possible. I bought pasta sauce, peanut butter, jelly, really basics like the little turkey, ground turkey chubs, like the little, 1-pounders. I did splurge and bought a pack of steaks, but they were like the thin chopped steaks that you would make like a Salisbury steak with, something like that. Instant mashed potatoes, canned vegetables, things that were easy for their caretakers to kind of put together and, reasonably healthy. $175 for 5 bags of groceries. Not even, anything extravagant. Like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Then I had to go to Walmart, which was a block down, and the Walmart was insane. So the register, the scanner, it was all not working very well, and then the credit card, the debit card machine wasn't working, and the worker guy was like so nice. He was like the nicest dude, and he was just like, oh, you have to put it in and out 3 times and then swipe it. And I was like, what? Like, do I have to do a little spinny dance too? And he's just laughing. He's like, yeah, these have been broken for a while. They don't want to fix them and they don't want to pay us to do checkout. He's like, they're busy being billionaires. So I'm like, yep, that's about right. That's about right. And that was $140. $140 for a box of coffee, the store brand, dog food, 2 cans of fruit, like canned peaches and canned pineapple, and a rotisserie chicken. What? $140? So I spent between $310 and $320 today and did not really get much. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. And the thing that struck me was, this is definitely Trump country. And I'm in West Virginia. We know that's a red state. And it was crowded. It was definitely crowded. And everyone was like buying their groceries. And you could tell everyone was just very much sticking to their list. They were not deviating. They were focused on the prices. You could see it. You could see it.
I have not been on here in so long. And I just need to get my voice out. It is ridiculous how our economy is today. I work a full-time job. I have a 6-year-old kid. I'm married. You think I should be living the high life, right? Wrong. Everything's going up in price, and the expectation of us to spend money, and no wages are going up. Nothing is going up. It's just getting to the point where it's like, why aren't we angry? Why is no one doing anything? It's honestly just so frustrating to sit here and worry about how I'm gonna have my kid act like pretend everything is fine. But it's not. It's so expensive to get my kid into anything. It's so expensive to basically have a job. My job requires me to drive my own car, and they pay me $600 a month as an allowance for my car. I'm spending about $100 in gas a week just to do my job, just to go do my job. Are they giving us raises? No cost of living adjustments. My husband and I, we would love to have a house. We would love to have a backyard. We would love to do all these things, but it's not possible at all. The trickle-down economy is not working. The poor are getting poorer. The rich are getting richer. And people aren't angry about it. Celebrities are, buy my merch, buy my tickets to my concert. Oh my God. No one's buying tickets. Yeah, we're struggling to buy food. As a younger millennial, I'm really beginning to question when we're going to call it a day. You know, I mean, I know the vast majority of us have woken up, thankfully, and we've realized that we've been sold a lie pretty much our entire lives, and that this American dream is not attainable. It's not attainable. It was attainable for the older generations. As we know, they were able to work their 40 hours a week and reap the benefits. Whereas we have to work 2 to 3 jobs just to achieve the same results. And I'm in a position where realistically I will have to get a second job in order to better my situation. Potentially even maybe get a third to help pay down my debt. And I'm not doing it. I'm not participating in this. I'm not doing it. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I've worked since I was 14 years old. I think most millennials are in the same boat. We've been working forever and we're burnt out. There's been many phases throughout my life where I've had to work multiple jobs just to get by. Just to get by. And I have nothing to show for it. I don't have a house. My car, I've been driving the same car since I was in college. So 10 years, over 10 years. It's falling apart. I can barely afford groceries. I'm living with my parents because I can't afford to rent on my own. People say, oh, we'll just get roommates. I'm 30 years old. I shouldn't have to live with fucking roommates. I'm an adult. I was able to live on my own before. Not anymore, though. All of our clothes are plastic. All of our food is poisonous. It's toxic, and we're paying top dollar for it. I don't have health care because when I was laid off, obviously I lost my insurance and I found a way to work for myself, but I can't afford health care. If I do need something, I'm paying out of pocket. The list just goes, it's never ending. And I think we're all just at a point where we're done. We're exhausted. I seek seclusion at this point. I want to go like live off grid somewhere and just never talk to a soul again. I'll get a tiny home and just live in the woods. I want to be left the alone. I don't care anymore. I just don't care anymore. And I'm like, at what point do we like band together and try to fix this? Or what? Or do I just, do I give up and just go get my tiny home in the woods? I don't know.
Well, let's start this rant off right. I fucking hate this country. I cannot be the only fucking one who has considered himself a patriot their whole life and supported their country that fucking hates it here. I fucking hate it here. I'm about to lose my shit. Only income for a family of 5. I fucking break my back, work 2 jobs when I have to, work side jobs. I make pretty good money as a carpenter for the union. Believe it or not, you know, over $100,000 a year where in the area where I live in, and it doesn't mean shit. Can't buy a house because I can't afford a $4,000 a month mortgage payment. What makes this the greatest country? Because I'm about to flip out. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I got nothing to look forward to but paying bills and dying. Meanwhile, these can fucking rip off the country, get free housing, free fucking food, this and that, and I'm over here breaking my back to even have Christmas or do anything. And this is the greatest country in the world. It's not. I can't do it anymore. I cannot be the only one who's literally about to just go buck wild crazy and do some drastic ass shit and just say at all.
So please tell me how it makes any freaking sense that as a stay-at-home mom, I had $500 in food stamps, I had health insurance for my entire family, and we got $7,000 back on taxes. I go back to work, I lose my food stamps, I lose my health insurance, and we're only getting $100 back on taxes. And this is why people don't want to work, because why am I working my butt off and losing all that stuff and still living paycheck to paycheck when I was living paycheck to paycheck before, but I at least had food stamps and health insurance and got $7,000 back? Yeah. How's that math then? Yeah.
So I've got to pay my taxes, make sure they get it on time so I don't get in trouble. And I got to make sure I drive the speed limit. And I got to make sure I'm on time to work every day. And I got to make sure I put in enough hours at work. I got to make sure that I reach a certain age before retiring. I got to make sure that I have enough money in my 401k to survive. I got to make sure that I make $114,000 as a single adult in New York State to make sure that I survive. But they and take all of our money to pay people to. And if they don't buy them, but make sure you pay your taxes.
So can somebody please explain something to me? What the fuck is going on with energy in Virginia? Because something to me is just not making sense. Every single electric bill I'm getting is looking like this. This is how all my electric bills are looking. How is it humanly possible that I was using 1,500 and less kilowatts every single month in 2025, 2024, and 2023, but somehow I'm using 5,000 kilowatts of energy now in 5,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000 the last 4 months? Something doesn't make sense, bro. And every time I call Dominion Energy, they tell me that I'm tripping. I need somebody to help me understand how a human can use 5,000 kilowatts when I'm never home. Never home. I don't use TV. I don't use heat. I don't understand. But this is getting to the point where I can't I don't know what to do with this shit, bro. Somebody help me.
I can't keep doing this. Like, what the is even going on? Everything that's happening and having to still go to work every day and pay bills and rent and stress about money and go to work and pretend like everything is normal. It's just not normal. And I don't know how much longer I can do this. It's like eating me from the inside out. Why aren't we doing something? What the you guys?
Hey, so Duke Power reported profits of $5 billion yesterday. $5 billion. And now they're pushing to raise energy rates here in North Carolina by 18%. 18%, right? Can you imagine that conversation at the board meeting? Yeah, we just recorded record profits of $5 billion. What's next on the agenda? I don't know. Let's raise the energy rates by 18% to make it $7 billion next year, right? Energy's not a luxury. Like it's not a subscription. It's not a Netflix that you can just cancel. Yet here we are again, just flat out bending over for these monopolies. Just bending, and there's nothing that we can do about it, right? Yeah, you could go off the grid. Yeah, sure we can. Sure we can. But with all the advances in society and where we're at these days, how far we've came, so to speak, why the fuck would we want to do that? Like, why the fuck would we want to go back and living in huts with no electricity? Because at this point, I'm seriously considering it. Seriously.
America is a work until you die country. I just had a conversation with an individual because I'm looking for jobs, and this individual had my resume, and they were asking me, what is this gap here from this month to this month? That's when I was traveling, right? That's when I was actually experiencing life. So I took about 6 months on travel the year of 2025, and I told them this, right? I elaborated, and they go, interesting. And then when they were kind of reading back to me what I had said, they described it as a hiatus. I didn't really know. I've heard the word. I didn't really know the exact definition. I Google it. So it's a break or a pause in something, right? That's the loose definition. Can you explain to me how stepping away from the matrix, from the system, from this god-awful corporate nonsense country that we live in, to actually experience real life for just like 6 months out of my 27 years, they describe it as a hiatus, a break or pause in what? In what? Being an employee, being a worker ant? Like, that's how they view it. They view like doing real life things as hiatuses, as a break or a pause from the real timeline. These individuals are twisted. It's not their fault per se, but there are grown adults that are just so warped because of the system that they grew up in and could never figure it out, that this is wrong, this is unhuman, this is bizarre. Like, that's bizarre. You're bizarre. I'm not bizarre. I'm trying to be healthier. You're bizarre.
Yo, I think I found the solution to lowering my electric bill. And this is not something fake. I'm going to keep it real with you. I think I found the real solution to lowering the electric bill. I paid the electric bill that was about $800 and something. What was it? Last month? Yeah, last month. So I'm still hurting from the back a little bit. Somebody got me. But I think I figured out how to lower my electric bill by a whole lot. And the only way I'm going to be able to lower my electric bill is certain things you're going to have to do. And I'm going to break it down to you. The things that you're going to have to do, you might not want to do, you might not look to do, but you're going to have to do it. And so if you want your electric bill to go from 800 or 1,000 down to about, I'm going to say maybe around to about 150, 160, follow these steps. Go in your house. Hit the first room that the light is on. Hit that light. Go to your kitchen. Unplug your major appliances. Go to your bathroom. Make sure that light is off. Go to your other room, your bedroom. Disconnect everything, your alarm clock, everything. Go to the second room. If you're lucky, you don't live in a damn one of them halfway homes or whatever. And you turn the lights off in that room and disconnect everything in that room. Basically, I'm slow right now. The moral of this story is your ass gonna walk around in darkness. That's basically the whole point of this. You gotta walk around in complete darkness, pitch black. Turn everything off, disconnect everything. When you walk in the crib, I don't give a damn what time it is of the day. Dark, complete darkness. I don't give a damn if it's -5 like it is right now. You gotta walk in the house with your heat off. Your nuts gotta go back up into your body like it's a belly button. You gotta go in a home like you homeless. Walk in that house, you got to be able to say stuff in your house like, I can't believe I got to live like this. And you got to see the smoke coming from your mouth from being in a house that is completely cold and dark. That's the only way you're going to be able to save on these damn electric bills. This shit is ridiculous. It's no reason why a damn electric bill through 1 month should be over at the most, $350. Why are you spending $6, $7, $8? Why am I spending a couple $100? I had to spend $800 something. Dog, this is rigged. It's no reason why people, I thought it was just me. I did. I'm not lying. I thought it was just me. I thought. Until I realized when other people commented when I put that post up months ago. And I said, shit, you are kidding me. It's no way the electric company is running rampant.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Jindox Stories. It is really sad that majority of Americans fell for the lie, fell for the American dream, felt that everything's gonna be fine. People are just waking up when it's too late, and they're not realizing the extent, they're not realizing the effect, the magnitude that this has left in their lives. Majority of the young population are traumatized. They're making a lot of money, but they can't use that amount of money to something like good. So they're left asking this question: why is it that the past generation of elders, they were surviving with little amount of money? And then I just have one answer. There's something called greed. Greed is the problem with America. Because when you have greed, when we have leaders that benefit from causing chaos in other countries, finding wars like what Mr. Donald Trump is doing. And remember, these people are puppets. They are being controlled by the elites. They are being controlled by the corporate America, the people, the BlackRock, the Vanguard, name it all. These are the people that owns and controls the factors of production. They own the 90% of America's population. The rest of you middle-class Americans, you own nothing. You are meant to be, they want you to be a slave. They want to put you in a loop. So you think that slavery just ended. You think that slavery only belongs to black people. Well, this is modern slavery. And what you're going through is modern slavery. This is modern slavery. And it is really sad that people are waking to this reality. They're getting to see this right now. It is a modern slavery because you wake up in the morning, repeat the same pattern, work, job, wake up in the morning, go to work, come back home, sleep, repeat the same Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, depending with where you're working or depending with how you're working. When reality hits, you get to realize that the prices of goods and services in America has risen super high. The prices of groceries, the housing prices, there is housing crisis, there is work crisis in America, not just to mention a few, but those are amongst the things that are showing features of a crumbling society. So you understand that when all these things happen, when you get to see the reality of the matter, you understand that you are lied to. All America did was to lie. All America did was to lie to a majority of people. They lied. Feel me? They lied to everyone. They lied to everybody about everything that is happening. So when you get to see the reality of the matter, when you get to see how things unravel or how things happen, you get to understand the truth. You get to understand that America has been a playing field where everyone wants to score and go home. Some people wanted to play longer, but that's not how the game is being played. It is really sad that we have young generation that are drowning in depression because they did everything right. They try to work so hard. They try to put in the work, but it doesn't pay them. I mean, it doesn't pay them the way they were promised. The meritocracy, that if you work hard, you're going to get everything that you want. It has been showed that it never works that way. It never works that way. Because as time proceeds, you get to realize the truth. You get to see the truth about America. Right? So brothers and sisters, I really don't know where you're watching this video from, but just let me know what you'll think about this. Just let me know. I'm really, really interested in what you all think about this situation. People are waking up and realizing that they were lied to. All of their lives, they've been living lies. So I really don't know what you'll think about this, but please let me know. Just let me know what you'll think about this. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Generic Stories, and if you're watching me for the first time, I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership. I really get to see what I can offer you. But until then, let me see you in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.